Girls come and kiss me, say that you'll miss me, get me to the church on time. I got to be there in the morning, spruce up and looking in my prime. We'll have a whopper, roll out the stopper, get me to the church on time. If I am dancing, roll out the floor. If I am whistling, I'm out that door. I'm getting married in the morning, ding dong, them bells are gonna chime. Girls come and kiss me, say that you miss me, get me to the church, get me to the church. People say, get me to the church on time. Roll out the floor. If I am whistling, right out that door. I'm getting married in the morning, ding dong, them bells are gonna chime. Girls come and kiss me, say that you miss me, get me to the church, get me to the church. People say, get me to the church on time. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong. Let's rock this town.
It's 29:30.
Microphones are open, sir. Hello, everybody. Guten Abend, Damen und Herren. Wie immer der tägliche Livestream aus dem Blue Note. Heute mit einem ganz besonderen Gast. All the way from down under, ladies and gentlemen. Give a warm welcome virtually to Mr. The Josh. Old friend of mine. Könnt ihr uns hören, liebe Freunde? Könnt ihr uns hören? Lieber Janosch, schreibt doch wie jeden Tag, ob der Ton okay ist. Hier sieht es ganz gut aus. Herzlich willkommen, 5 Leute, 5 people, we have 5 people watching.
5? We have 17 on Facebook.
Yeah, but Facebook sucks.
No, we don't say that. They'll
of course
cut us off already.
It's a great thing.
Oh, wow.
Is that Mr. Zuckerberg writing you?
No, it's Mrs. Angus writing me.
Okay. People writing that the sound is on. Okay, rüstige Dame. My mother is even saying that everything's fine.
Okay, but now Facebook.
Ihr Lieben, heute habe ich einen Gast, der ist englischsprachig und aus Australien. Deswegen werde ich den ganzen Abend lang vermutlich Englisch sprechen. Wenn ihr Schwierigkeiten habt, irgendetwas zu verstehen, schreibt es bitte in die Kommentare, dann können wir im Nachgang noch erklären. Oder langsamer sprechen. Es ist sehr dunkel heute, oder? It's not really bright. It looks.
I think.
I will make it a little bit brighter later.
Better.
So we keep it in English tonight. We try to speak slowly and we try to speak in easy language. I do, anyways.
Yes, sprich einfach.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend the Josh from Australia, and he's living in Dresden for quite a while now, but he still doesn't speak a word in German. No excuses.
I do, but I just can't say it on a live stream. It's not the right words.
Ah, okay. But what would that be?
Can you tell me later? I just noticed that my in-laws are watching. There's no way I am gonna say those words.
In-laws, die Schwiegereltern.
Yeah.
Josh, all the best for your marriage. You just got married a few weeks ago, right? Before the crisis hit.
Perfect timing. My wife wanted to do it in March, and I wanted to do it in April. So I'm very happy that we
So what you learned
snuck
is,
in.
What you learned is you rather listen to what your wife wants, right?
Please don't say that. she's watching.
That's why I say it. You are not just a great guitarist, but also a producer, a sound engineer, an actor somehow, because you pretend to be Carl Perkins with the cash bags.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I wear many hats. I would say that when I was very young, I broke my hand, broke my pinky, and the doctor was the mayor.
Ah.
And the doctor, I walked in, I was like, you can't do this, you're the mayor. And he said, no, I wear many hats. And since then, I always just think about the hats I've got. So if I'm playing with a band that's my band, I behave maybe a certain way or play something a certain way. If I'm playing with someone else, I will try to slip in and fit in. And for example, with the cash bags, I was trying to be Carl Perkins. It was just a different hat. And so it helped me do lots of little things, have lots of fingers in different parts.
But it's still a bit of acting, right? You're not
Yeah.
just playing Carl Perkins tunes, you also pretend to look like him a little bit.
I try. We try. I mean, I think the whole band concept was to try to make it. I don't know if I'm supposed to look at you or at the camera.
You can look at the camera if you want. So all the
Thank you, Mirko.
all the 1,000 watchers out there will see your beautiful face.
25 I have on Facebook. No.
JB Nucci is saying, "Happy wife, happy life,"
Oh, hi Notch. Love you.
and your wife probably loves him too.
Yeah, everyone loves Notch. No, yeah, we just try to make the concept look and feel as close as we can to the late 60s, specifically Folsom Prison or San Quentin shows. We try to make it look and feel that way, and I think we do a pretty good job. However, actually, I'm no longer a band member. The tour stopped mid 3/4 of the way through, and my last show was 2 weeks ago.
Sorry to hear that.
I was almost 2 years with the band, but it's a really good experience and a really good feeling for me to try that, to try to be not even a version of me, but a version of someone else. It was really cool.
So that's why, as you just heard, many musicians don't have jobs at the moment, and many clubs like ours are closed. That's why we have PayPal buttons, so you can help us and them to survive. We have tonight we have set up one PayPal button for us and one for the Josh, which actually we didn't set up. It's just it existed already before, and I will put some links in the chat here on Twitch, where you find all the information that you need to donate. There is one PayPal button for the Josh, and one. How do I find this? And one for us. First one is for the Josh. If it works, does it work? Oh,
Oh, what is
this?
Anyway, folks, back to our regular scheduling. I'm looking at Facebook, and Mirko is looking at Twitch. So, by all means, send the silly stuff to Twitch and the serious stuff to me. I wouldn't mind those links too, because I could put the links in the chat too.
I can't use the chat function at the moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, first, before we start chatting a little more, we will show you a video of one of the 1,000 bands that the Josh played in. I think we should start with... what do you think about Eddie and the Backfires?
Sure.
Many greetings from here to...
Young Edvis.
To who?
Edvis. Well, that was really great. That's half the reason why I moved to Germany, was because I was playing with you and with Eddie and the Backfires, and I was living in England, so that's a good start.
That was Nottingham.
Nottingham. Actually, Selston.
It was a great airport.
East Midlands Airport.
Yeah, East Midlands. We played that song for you, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie and the Backfires, Teen Queen with the Josh on guitar. Have fun.
Oh, listen
to me, baby. You know I'm sure I don't mean maybe about the way you look. I want storm and rage until the rage know what I mean. Teen queen, a teen queen, a high school princess said what you are. You're my darling, my shining star. I want storm and rage until the rage know what I mean. Teen queen, a teen queen, if you just let me, I'd take you round. I'll never leave you or let you down. I want storm and rage until the rage know what I mean. Teen queen, teen queen. Oh, listen to me, baby. You know I'm sure I don't mean maybe by the way you look. I want storm and rage until the rage know what I mean. Teen queen, teen queen, teen queen.
Und hier sind wir wieder. Here we are back in the game with the Josh and me. Live from the Blue Note in Dresden. Ihr Lieben daheim an den Bildschirmen. Wir freuen uns, dass ihr zur 10. Show hier seid. Wie gesagt, heute größtenteils Englisch. Wenn ihr irgendwas nicht verstehen solltet, dann übersetzen wir es gerne im Nachgang. Wir versuchen aber trotzdem so weit wie möglich Englisch zu bleiben. Das erleichtert vieles. Habt ihr euch heute schon über die neuesten Verschwörungstheorien ausgetauscht? Es ist ja fantastisch, was man so hört. Ich soll herzliche Grüße ausrichten von meinem lieben Freund Mario, der nichts mit Verschwörungstheorien am Hut hat, der aber in seinem kleinen Dörfchen bisher ganz gut ohne Corona auskommt. Viele Grüße nach Steinbach? I think it's Steinbach. Mario, the drummer.
We would say out whoop whoop. Out whoop whoop. Mario lives out whoop whoop.
Josh, where in Australia are you originally from?
I was born in Altona, Melbourne.
Altona, like Hamburg, Altona?
Yeah.
Does it have something to do with Hamburg, Altona?
I don't think they do. But I do know immigration find it weird that I have an Australian passport with Altona as my birthplace. They find it odd. However, due to my family situation, my folks separated and I moved to a little village called Brunswick Heads. Which is Brunswick Heads, which is like Braunschweig.
Yeah.
And I lived there from about age 5, which is a country, coastal, surfside tourist town. That's where I...
Do you surf?
Yeah.
Do you miss the waves? Do you miss the swell?
Yeah, a lot.
I can imagine.
Really, really a lot. And the last wave I caught was with my stepfather Dave. We caught it together, and it's
on one surfboard.
No, actually on 2. He actually was further out. The break is pretty long. It's called the Pass in Byron Bay. Check it out.
No one can travel at the moment.
Yeah, okay. You can Google it though. You can Instagram hashtag the Pass. It's such beautiful photos. Anyhow, the last wave we caught is like etched in my mind. Like I never thought a wave could. This feeling of riding with him, and it's a pretty long ride. It's a bay. The point hooks around, and you can ride quite long. Mm-hmm. You know, the waves go across the beach and not onto the beach. So it's like I miss that.
I can imagine. Of course, I don't surf because we don't have an ocean here. But I try whenever I'm close to an ocean. I try. And
the Eisbach.
Have you been there?
Yeah,
I've been there a few weeks ago.
That was awesome.
Did you surf it?
No, because of I think the locals are pretty serious about. Like,
they are.
It was really bad, I think, up until a few years ago. But also the way you surf that is different. It's a standing wave, and I don't risk I didn't want to risk it at the time. I think, yeah, if I had the chance and I knew someone there, it would be maybe cool to try. But if you fall badly there, you're falling onto a pretty shallow rock ledge, and I don't really want to risk that.
So my surf story is that whenever I'm close to an ocean, I try to surf. And when I was traveling around the world, my son was visiting me in South Africa, and we took surf lessons in South Africa, of course, in Plettenberg Bay. And when we left Plettenberg Bay after 2 weeks of surfing, let's say, we went to the next bay, and that was Jeffreys Bay, where the Corona Open happened with all the pro surfers, and this very long wave, I think it's 1 kilometer. That was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my surf story. You see, we have guitars here, ladies and gentlemen, so the Josh is of course able to play live, not only in videos, he can also play live. How about you play us a song?
Oh, really? I have to?
No, you don't have to. You can of course say, no, I can't.
No, I just...
But what would that do with your reputation?
Well, yeah. What do you want to hear? Maybe...
Yeah, you can write, of course, if you have song requests. We do requests tonight. If you want to hear a specific song from the Josh, you can do that. But don't forget, we have PayPal buttons activated. So if you request let's say a Carl Perkins song, that is €5. Minimum.
At least.
And if you want to hear a Johnny Cash song, that's €10.
Yeah.
And Elvis songs are 20.
It should be the other way.
Ihr Lieben, ihr könnt gern spenden, ich sag's auch gerne nochmal auf Deutsch, wir machen das Ganze zwar aus Spaß, aber natürlich nicht nur aus Spaß. Jeder Club, jeder Musiker ist gerade auf Spenden angewiesen, weil natürlich niemand Geld verdient. Deswegen gibt's die PayPal-Buttons, deswegen haben wir die 2 PayPal-Buttons hier im Twitch-Chat auch schon mal reingeschrieben und freuen uns über eure Spenden. Ihr könnt direkt an uns spenden über den Blue Note PayPal-Button oder direkt an Josh spenden über den The Josh PayPal-Button, oder ihr könnt auch in den Betreff bei uns reinschreiben, für wen das Geld genutzt werden soll. Ihr könnt auch reinschreiben, ihr seid Dufter, aber wir spenden die 1.000 € heute lieber an Lars Kutschke beispielsweise. Dann müssen wir es halt weiterverteilen. Machen wir auch gerne, kein Problem. The Catwoman, Widow Wembley, please.
I know who that is too, Maria. Wait, sure, I could do that. But I really need, just so folks know, I've been Carl Perkins for almost 2 years and did nothing else, or almost nothing else, so I'm very, it's a challenge to perform some of these songs.
Damn, she says.
Yeah, the Catwoman. Maria. Maria. Actually, Maria's learning the double bass.
Ah.
And but she plays electric bass already pretty good and has sung with the 2930s.
Yeah, someone's writing, I think 2930s seems to be an appropriate amount.
Yes. Now, Mark, you're right. 2930s is about right.
I will check if we had any money incoming.
Oh yeah,
already.
should I check that? I think before I play a song, I should see if there's anything coming.
I don't have any.
You don't have any?
No.
That's disappointing. Seriously, folks, you have no idea what this guy is doing in town with this show. It's oh, I have 2930 in my account. Thanks, Mark. I don't know, taking the chance to put people on the TV, on the internet, and the whole thing, Mirko, it's amazing. You've been
my pleasure.
And you've pulled out the old mixing desk, the old grey, rusted out mixing desk, and some dodgy lighting, and you're the Wayne's World, man, of the modern day.
And I'm even allowed to curse. What the fuck?
Yeah, you can curse. I can't. Sorry. Oh, I don't know why I'm looking there. Sorry, Linda and Tim. Okay, so
you play that alone, or do you want me to play with you?
Can you play Widow Wembley?
I don't even know the song.
You don't know?
Maybe I
don't know Tony Joe White.
Oh, Tony Joe White. Yeah. Well, let's try. But let me hear. It's in the key of.
This is going to be terrible. I've got to remember how to play it. It's in the key of A minor, and there's like an F and a G thing, and I make it up as I go along. Good luck.
Let's try.
You can stomp your feet. Really, yeah. Widow Wembley, I manage now. Widow Wembley, you got to get by somehow. All your children have married off, and there's a grandchild you've never seen. And all the other kinfolks have moved away too. And Mr. Wembley, he died last spring. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Widow Wembley, do you still manage to smile? Widow Wembley, I'd like to stop and talk with you a while. You ain't got no one to chop your wood, no one to mend your fence. And if you had money, you could hire some help, but it's hard to even pay the rent. Yeah, it is, yeah, it is. Still manage to smile. Widow Wembley, I'd like to stop and talk with you a while. You ain't got no one to chop your wood, no one to mend your fence. And if you had the money, you would hire some help, but it's hard to even pay the rent. Yeah, it is, yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
George!
It's really weird to clap yourself, but I need some kind of
attention.
I need some kind of affirmation that I'm doing a good job.
Oh, latest news. China just closed its borders.
Excuse me?
China closed its borders.
When it rains, it pours, right?
Oh yeah. Woohoo, thank you, she's saying. Let's have one from the days of the Selston Tiki Bar.
Oh no!
I remember that place.
Well, we could YouTube the video.
We can do that.
What did I used to do in many years ago when I lived in England? I had
when we visited you.
Yeah, Hot Rails came out. Mario, DJ Devil, Mirko, Raul, and Slick Krusty, Alan Parsons. Everyone came out, and we had a big party. We had many big parties. We had a tiki bar in the garden, and it was called Mr. Boo Boo's Tiki Bar. And I guess that's Stuart that asked for.
Yeah, it's Stuart.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, he's one of. Well, I think he was my boss. His wife definitely was my boss.
Have you been his boss, Brit Stu? Now's your chance to say yes.
He's sitting having a beer, probably some kind of fancy small brewery British beer right now with his
back
dog.
Then, you've been when you drank beer, you've been into Victoria Bitter.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I used to drink VB on regular occasion when I could get it. It was one of the few Australian beers I could get here in Germany.
Stu's drinking rum at the moment.
Oh, rum! Well, there you go. You enjoy that.
So back to your story, Josh. You've been a kid surfing and probably playing guitar already. Actually, almost every Australian plays guitar somehow.
Actually, my first instrument was harmonica.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of what?
My stepfather, Overdriven Dave.
Shall we call Overdriven Dave tonight?
Yeah, I have to check if he's even alive.
It's 6 in the morning in Australia, or 7 in the morning, so...
Well, it depends on where you are, but yeah.
We have different time zones in Australia?
Yeah, there's 3.
North
Three main
Queensland.
ones. Yeah, no. So Sydney's waking up now, but Perth will wake up in a couple of hours.
Ah, okay.
So anyhow, yeah, my Dave, my stepfather, he was playing in a local blues band.
Mhm.
He played with all the touring bands. So I don't know, Albert Collins came through, the Paladins, Buddy Guy, which was one of my, which was the reason why I played guitar, changed to guitar. However, when I was 10, I played with Junior Wells,
Mhm.
and that was harmonica. So they were playing, and I would sit in. I was a 8-year-old kid playing some percussion and playing harmonica at the local pub and some local concerts, and then yeah, around 12. I think my first guitar show was when I was 14,
Mhm.
and I still continued to play with Dave and a few other people from time to time in Byron Bay at the Rails.
My son started playing guitar when he was 6 years old, and he still remembers that night you showed him how to play, or not how to play, you showed him how it sounds, Run Chicken Run.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Yes, the legendary Overdriven Dave, the legendary
Yes.
Overdriven Dave. You're right. Julie says hi, by the way,
Oh, hi Julie.
and she sends hugs.
Oh.
All right, let's show the people out there who Overdriven Dave is, now that we talked about him so many
Sure.
times.
He's probably
Uh,
my biggest influence musically. He got me started playing guitar, playing
We
harmonica.
even played with him here in Dresden at the Titty Twister.
He's played here at the Blue Note,
That's true, right?
Titty Twister,
Rosie's
Groove Station,
Groove Station.
Rosie's. Yeah, he's been out 2 times here, I think, or maybe 3. But
Let's
yeah.
play a video. You sent me a few videos you did, and I choose 2 with Overdriven Dave. And you can choose between Linda Lou or Sugar Sweet. What do you want?
Sugar Sweet, maybe.
Sugar Sweet?
It's been a long time.
Oh, we can
since-
play both, but
We could play both, yeah.
But-
This is at Rosie's about 8 years ago, I think, or 7. I don't
so
know.
the man on the harmonica is actually Josh's stepfather and biggest influence, Overdriven Dave. Very nice guy.
I'm gonna tell you about my baby. I speak of her with pride. She goes out of her way just to make me satisfied. She's my baby. She's my baby. Can't you see? Well, I can't hold sugar. Sugar never was so sweet. Well, I ain't no surprise. Yeah, she serves me bad. She manicure my nails, scratch dandruff from my head. She's my baby. She's my baby. Won't Sugar never was so sweet.
Here we are, back on the track. Did you see who the bass player was? Whoever gives the correct answer wins a clap. Write it in the comments. Bass player is quite famous. Somehow. Gus Brooks, you're right, so you win a clap.
Very, very, very quick, Maria.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder, is Gus Brooks actually watching? Or is he...
Maybe he's busy, maybe he has a gig.
Maybe he's slapping... Maybe he's slapping his bass.
Gus, are you watching? If you're watching, we say hello.
Oh no, I can see... I think he's watching.
Ah, okay, cool.
Cheeky monkey.
That's on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Mario says hi, he can't write in the comments. If you can't write in the comments, then you probably have to reload your page. Somehow the chat doesn't work. Who is Gus Brooks? Yeah, what I had to ask as well. Sint Christusman is asking. Gus Brooks, yeah, he's an unemployed musician.
Aren't we all?
It's good to have music as a hobby, right, Andreas?
Well, I've always said that ever since I met Gus Brooks, I've tried to keep him humble. I keep reminding him, just because you're playing in a famous band and you play these shows with he played Poland once with 500,000 people. I said, just because you do all of that stuff and you travel and you're doing all that, just keep him humble, keep it real, you know, keep it real.
But he kept it real playing with you in the 2930s, right?
By far, he when you consider what the success he had with the Boss Hoss and the shows and how those shows are run, he's the first to pick up gear and first to arrange shows and the first to get it together. Surprise! Like he doesn't. I don't know what to say. He doesn't behave like a rock star, and I think that's probably why me and him got along from the very beginning.
Well, to be honest, the singer and the guitarist are the rock stars. The rest is the band, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could go to your head.
I'm not serious.
it could, you know. When I met Mr. Brooks, it was in London or just outside of London, and I didn't know who he was. And I love telling that story that I went to see the Boss Hoss because of Sasha, because of Hot Boogie Chillin'. And Sasha and I had known each other for a few years. I'd seen him play a bunch of times with Frick and Robbie, and he was like, you know, come check my new band out. And it was weird because after the show, this guy just walked up to me and was like, "You're Josh?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Andre." I was like, "Pleased to meet you, you weird German accent speaking dude. Who on earth are you?" And it took me a while to recognize it. I had to look at the photos later and go, "Oh, he was the bass player." And ever since then, we've been really good friends.
I remember we had this funny Boss Hoss after show party once here at the Blue Note when at least probably 12 people have been on stage, something like that.
Yeah, it was. There's videos on YouTube if people want
really?
to. Yeah, there's a two-part video because it was before YouTube could let you have more than 10 minutes or something. And on this stage was Alec and Sasha, Angska, me, you,
Harp,
Malcolm,
Mario,
Rocket, everybody.
It was a crowded stage, wasn't it?
Actually, that was the night I met the Stig, Andreas. Thanks for the cash, mate.
That night I met Josh the first time.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that was the first night.
You're connected somehow, right?
That was the first night, Andreas. We actually, I think the band was Gravity Feed, and we had to kick them off stage to do the after show party.
I think we kindly asked them to leave.
Oh, it sounds more rock and roll, man. Get off the stage. there's a real band coming to play. No.
Did you know that Andreas also started the Cashbacks?
Yeah, that's true. I remember seeing them when they were not as good as they are now.
Yeah, everyone starts somehow, right?
Yeah. But if they had have asked me, I think I've told them, I said, if you had have asked me 8 years ago to join you, I probably wouldn't have. They're a really good machine now.
It's a great thing to watch, but if you like music, for me it's like a musical, like to watch a musical.
Yeah, there's some.
Of course, you know what you can expect. It's very well played music and very good entertainment.
It's a fun show.
I kind of like it. So hopefully we all can go back on stage soon. But so far we can't, and we have to live from donations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have put up PayPal buttons. One for the Josh, one for me, or not for me, for the Blue Knot, and I will put them in the chat here, so you can click it and donate as much as you want, and of course as much as you can.
You know the lyrics to Boy Named Sue, right?
No, unfortunately I don't. Unfortunately I don't. I only know a few Johnny Cash songs. I know...
I have a request for A Boy Named Sue, but actually I've never seen.
Well, you know what? It's easy to find out. We have internet here. The German or the English ones?
I didn't know that there was a German. Was there really a German?
Oh yeah, there is probably a version of.
You know,
my daddy left home when I was 3.
All right.
Didn't leave much to mind me. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to mind me, just his old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it's quite a joke, and I got a lot of loves from lots of folk. It seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy I'd love and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue.
If we don't do the whole song, we don't get the full money.
Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. Rode from town to town, hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man who gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just sit down and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on the street in mud. There at the table, dealing stud, said the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and grey and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, my name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die. That's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear.
Oh yeah.
But I busted the chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gogging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Oh yeah, it's a long story.
We got all night.
I tell you, I fought tougher, man, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laughing, then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. And he said, son, this world is rough, but a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's a name that help you, make you strong. Yeah, he said, now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me, and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, cause I'm the son of a bitch that made you Sue. Yeah, what could I do? What could I do?
What could you do?
What could I do?
Tell me, what did you do?
I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him my pa, and he called me his son, and I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or Josh, anything but Sue. I still hate that name.
You had the timing perfect throughout that. That was amazing.
Merkel for Johnny. You guys are really
if the cash bags need a replacement.
Guten Abend, was denkt ihr, wie viele Engländer gerade zuschauen von den ca. 40 Nasen? We don't care, Sasha. We don't care. Because maybe not so many English, but Australians. Or you pay 25 euros and we translate every sentence. Twitch, Facebook hängt. Mario is saying that Facebook is stuck.
Yeah,
maybe it's Mario's network.
Well, Mario is living out in the middle of nowhere.
WS is watching too, says Mario Real.
Oh, hey, Toby, how you doing, man?
Who's Toby?
Toby Fuchs.
Oh, another German.
Yeah, well, there's a few.
And who's Mario Real?
Mario Real, she's in the Real Chicks.
Ah, okay.
We did that live stream with them from
the Ballroom Studios.
Was that? It feels like a lifetime ago with this isolation and stuff. You're the first person besides my wife, I've seen in days. You know, it's. I mean, I'm still keeping. You know.
Well, I live here now.
Right, I saw the clothes over here. There's clothes and stuff everywhere.
Stu is asking, and you know, we have to explain why we speak English tonight. Ich muss kurz erklären, warum wir Englisch sprechen. Stu is asking, how's Josh German doing nowadays?
Scheiße. Unter alles auch. Wo ist der kleine weiße Hund?
Well, I'm still allowed to curse. What the fucking German you speak? That's so fucking bad.
Yeah,
Shame
I know.
Fucking German.
I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember when I first moved over here, I don't know if I was playing at the Blue Note, but I must have only been here a month or something, because we knew each other before I moved, because I'd coming over and playing shows. But I was here, and you actually said to me, "Hey, how long until you think you know German well enough?" and I was like, I don't know, probably like 6 months or something. And he said, "Oh, great, because I could probably find some work for you if you like, you know, maybe here or something." And I said, "Oh, cool." 12 years later, and while I understand German pretty well, and when my mom is here or something, I can read menus and I can get around, to converse really clearly and deeply, I can't. Everyone speaks English with me, and I'm actually like you. I'm a lazy boy.
So I can understand that. So the question is, when you moved from Australia to England, how long took it to speak English? Did it take to speak English?
I used to work with Julie and Stuart, who are watching. As I said before, she was my manager. I remember leaving the job, and one of the women that worked there, she asked me what I was leaving for. And someone said, in front of her, said, he's going to work for the police. He's translating English to Australian and Australian to English. That's going to be his job. And she went, "Oh, wow, that's amazing." And I remember now watching videos back. I've got some videos of me, say, when I was living in England 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago. And I sound completely British. I really acclimatized to it because it's my English is my native.
But I'm sure if you travel back to Australia, your Australian accent comes back.
If I can get my mum on the phone, I will switch around straight away.
Want to call her?
She's probably not awake yet. Oh no, she's watching actually. Hi mum. Hi mum. Send money. No. Right. So Yeah. Where were
You
we?
want to move back to Australia, right?
Yeah, it's not something that I've publicly said really yet, but this year was planned that I finish with the cash bags, and actually it wasn't that I was going to get married, that came later. The plan for that came later, but the plan is to move back home this year in the middle of the year. I wanted to go surfing again. I wanted to settle down, so to speak. I'd like to buy a house. I'd like to see more sun. And my parents aren't that well, and before they get really... before I can't enjoy their company, if that happens, I'd rather move home now. Plus, I think if I move in, say, 10 years, it will be really hard to be, older and so used to here, and it'll be difficult to get work. So yeah, the plan is, as long as my flights aren't cancelled, as long as everything goes to plan, I'll be moving in mid-July.
So let's go back in history a little bit and find out why you moved to Europe in the first place.
All of my moves have been for a woman. I don't know.
How comes I'm not surprised?
I don't know if Claire's watching, but I met Claire in Australia when I was in my early 20s, and I moved for her to England, and then actually moving to Germany was a very similar situation. Claire and I broke up, and I moved to Dresden for a woman. But by that time, I had two bands in Germany. So I had a band with you, Mirko, and a band in Hanover, Eddie and the Backfires and Hot Rails.
That's true.
And we had that for about a year or more, and then I moved over to Dresden from England. But my dad traveled a lot in the 80s. After my parents split up, he lived in Denmark, and I just thought, when I met Claire, I thought, oh, that'll be awesome to move to Europe and see what happens. So I actually had no plan at all.
But you know how to play the guitar, you don't need a plan.
Well,
in normal times.
When I first moved to England, I didn't really play much for a long time. There was 2 or 3 years. I know 2006 I was playing pretty regularly, so that was 3-4 years after I moved. I played pretty regularly. It took a while, and Dresden was pretty easy to a certain degree because I had the band already here, and I already knew people. You were introducing me to people. When Rosie's opened up, I was playing there pretty often, and I got to meet people that way. And I'm in a rockabilly scene. I know a lot of people from the England days, because when I lived in England, I was traveling to the US, and I was in Sweden a lot, all over Europe. Probably traveled more in that 6 years than I probably did living in Germany. So I got to meet a lot of people, and that helped.
I have a few reactions here in the chat. 134, whoever that is, says, I think his German is better than he's prepared to admit.
Who said that? Oh, Binford. Mark, you cheeky man, you. Yeah.
And Sasha Barre is the man who was complaining about the English. He now understands, at least he understands most of what we are saying, and he's asking for our IBAN because he's not on PayPal. Unfortunately, well, maybe Sasha, if you want to support us, ich kann es auf Deutsch sagen jetzt, in dem Fall, wenn du uns unterstützen möchtest, dann schreib uns doch gerne eine E-Mail an info@bluenote-dresden.de. Da gibt es die ganzen Informationen, die würde ich jetzt ungern hier in den Chat reinschreiben. Wir haben aber für alle anderen einen PayPal-Button eingerichtet. Den findet ihr hier im Chat irgendwo und auch auf unserer Seite. bluenote-dresden.de, da kann man den Club unterstützen oder auch verschiedene Musiker, müsst ihr dann in den Betreff reinschreiben. Außerdem hat Josh seinen eigenen PayPal hier hingeschrieben, paypal.me/thejosh. We can go to the camera like this. Mal sehen, dass man jetzt hier auch groß sehen.
Oh ja. My beautiful handwriting.
Ihr merkt also, manchmal ist es gar nicht so groß, es ist immer nur eine Frage der Perspektive.
Just wanted to say thanks, Mark, Andreas and Antje for the donations, by the way. I appreciate that. It's very sweet of you.
Auch vielen Dank für alle, die gespendet haben. Wir freuen uns sehr darüber. Wir benutzen das Geld zum Beispiel für die üblichen Fixkosten, die natürlich trotzdem zu bezahlen sind, auch wenn hier gerade nichts passiert. Aber wir haben ein interessantes Programm. Ich möchte ganz kurz mal die nächsten Gäste ansagen. Und zwar, bevor wir in eine kleine Pause gehen und uns wieder ein Video mit Musik anschauen, wir haben morgen zu Gast Eva von Evas Pizza. Das wird bestimmt ein sehr spannender Abend. Eva aus Bulgarien, einst nach Riesa gekommen und dann nach Dresden. Sie hat sehr viel mit Blues zu tun gehabt. Ich denke, sie wird schöne Geschichten erzählen können.
Please, I hope she brings you pizza. You look like you need a good meal. Living here, I mean, you're a musician, you're supposed to sleep on a stage, but still, food, you know.
Und wir haben morgen per Skype zugeschaltet Adrian Zende, mit dem Josh auch eine Band zusammen hat, Blues Over Coffee. Am 28.03. haben wir zu Gast Erik Münch, Musiker, DJ und Fotograf. Und wir skypen bzw. wir telefonieren mit einem nicht ganz unbekannten Herren in Berlin, dessen Name ich am Samstag sagen werde. Am Sonntag kommt Mathis Nikolaus uns besuchen, erzählt ein bisschen was und spielt Klavier natürlich. Am Montag Jens Bürgerbürger, freue ich mich sehr drauf. Am Dienstag Scotty Böttcher. Am 1. April Uwe Storberg vom Stadtmagazin Sachs. Und am 2. April Untergrund, Szenenkenner, Ex-Gastronom, Ex-Clubbetreiber und Modelegende Sepp Beißert. Da freue ich mich auch drauf. Alle weiteren Termine kommen zu gegebener Zeit. Wir zeigen euch noch ein Video. No, we don't. We need a close-up of Josh's shirt. No, we don't.
Hey.
Stu says we need a close-up of Josh's
You've seen this one before, Stuart. Is that close enough? I don't know.
No, you can go closer. You can go right in front of the camera. Oh, this looks really cool.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Let's do a music video. Let's see one that you did for my band, the Lazy Boys, back then.
Oh yeah, that was at the. That was like 2007 when we played Groove Station, Titty Twister. I just tried to make something up for you guys back then.
Had much fun. So enjoy.
Told the weeping willow how to cry. Well, they show the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. Round the tears I cried for that woman. Flopped you, big river. Gonna sit right here until I die. I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tore me up every time I heard a draw, stopping the draw. But I heard my dream and break it down the stream when they covered in Davenport. Followed you, big river, when you called. Here we go. Took me to St. Louis later on down the river. Freighter said, just been here, Bob, but she's gone, yeah, she's gone. Well, I found the trail in Memphis, but she just walked down the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and then she left me alone. Now, won't you better down by Baton Rouge River Queen Road? Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Oh, I hate it now, fight down that blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Told her we've him well how to cry, cry, cry. Sure, the clouds had to cover up a clear blue sky. Well, the tears I cried for that woman flout to you, big river. Gonna sit right here until I die.
Und da sind wir wieder zurück mit offenen Mikrofonen. Geile Mucke, schrieb mir gerade jemand. Und Mann, siehst du da jung aus. War ich vermutlich gemeint. Ich sehe immer noch so jung aus, wenn ich mir den Bart abnehme. Aber das werde ich erst nach überstandener Grippe tun. Also nicht ich habe die Grippe, sondern alle anderen hier offensichtlich. Alle haben Corona. Draußen stapeln sich ja, wie wir alle wissen, die unerkannten Fälle. Wir haben viele Zuschauer heute. Wir haben viele internationale Zuschauer. We have many international guests. Not only a few, we have many.
Hi everyone in England, Australia. I'm still waiting for America to log in, but I know a couple of the guys are actually working from home, so maybe they can't. It's the middle of the day.
Home office? Well,
yeah.
The people who work in home offices that I know, they usually watch YouPorn and declare that as job. Did I say YouPorn?
Is that what Mike's doing? Okay, good to know. But I just noticed that Julie mentioned the 3-foot-long sausage. Yeah, I remember that. It's a private joke.
What was it? Okay. It's a private joke. I won't tell
anybody.
Yeah.
No, in Nottingham there was a sausage shop, and they only sold sausage. And me, Stuart, and Julie ordered the 3-foot-long sausage with mashed potato.
3 foot is like 90
a meter.
centimeters?
Yeah, about a meter. And I ate it all. And at the time, driving back in the sports car was a bit difficult. There was a little Mazda MX-5. And getting into it was really hard, and so I ended up, I think I had to walk around the block once or twice to sort of digest a bit. Yeah, it was a lot of food. So thanks for reminding me about that, Julie. I appreciate that a lot. And thanks, Stuart, for donating towards the Josh pays his rent next month fund.
Ja, fürs Blue Note haben wir auch 2 neue Spenden. Vielen lieben Dank. Dankeschön, dass ihr uns über PayPal spendet, denn wir brauchen natürlich auch jeden Pfennig gerade, um unsere Miete zu bezahlen und die Stromkosten für die ganzen Stream-Geschichten hier. Ihr könnt euch nicht vorstellen, how much the energy, how much the prices for all the setup here. We had to buy new computers, new cameras, new microphones. No, we didn't. What do you think about playing a song together?
Okay, we can do that.
Talking.
Yeah, stop talking.
You can't even say bullshit, right?
No, I'm trying to really be really behaved. I've got in-laws now.
You should send me. You should give me like a piece of paper with all the curses that you can't do, with all the swearing.
And then you could.
So I can do it for you.
You know them all. You taught me half of them.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. What do you?
Stephen Waltz played a nice song, the Chicken Song, lately. Do you know that? It's all about. He went home, and the grandmother says, "Where do you know the words from?" It's all about, well, the chicken said it first. It's fuck off.
Yeah, I know this one. I know. I also have another one in mind, but we can't do that one.
No, of course not.
I tried to, and also
I was embarrassed when Stephen Waltz played that song.
My goddaughter might even be watching, and I don't want her to.
All right.
She'll probably turn around and say, "I hear it every day," but that's fine. If her teachers at school are saying that, that's between them. But I don't want to. I'm really trying hard.
How old is she now?
13. Yeah.
I met her mom lately.
She's like tall as can be, and smart and talented, and in quarantine, or at least
right?
no school. Yeah, no school at the moment. So.
Are they watching?
Good. I don't know. I don't know if they're watching on Facebook. I don't think she's got a Facebook account. Maybe her mum is, but maybe they're watching on Twitch, but they don't log in. I'm not sure.
So if you're watching, Pepper.
Hi, Pepper. And to all the parents that are struggling with their children at home the last week or two and the next weeks, I've got pets. Good luck. I mean, really, everyone needs a lot of support right now.
One of my best friends and guitarist of my band, Charles Vader, Simon, he's quarantined. No, he's not quarantined. He's in-house with his 3 daughters and his wife and his dog.
Wow. It's bad enough being on my own.
He's enjoying.
Yeah.
I think so.
You want to do one together? What do you think you want to do? Do you have an idea?
Not really, but do you want to sing one? And I just
Yeah, I can sing one. I want to save one in case Dave comes online.
Yeah, sure.
We're hoping Overdriven Dave will wake up and be in touch. So let's do a cover song. No, wait. Yeah, let's do a cover song. We'll do a cover song because you can jam on this one in the key of G, and it's for the Elvis lovers out there. It's my version of a Elvis song. Well, Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising higher and higher. Well, it's burning true in my soul. Girl, 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 you're gonna set me on fire. My brain is flaming and I don't know which way to go. Yeah, well, your kisses lift me higher, like the sweet song of the choir. You light my morning sky with burning love, with burning love. Well, ooh, 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 I feel my temperature rising. Help me, I'm flaming, it must be 109. Burning, 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 and nothing can cool me. I just might turn into smoke, but I feel fine. Yeah, well, your kisses lift me higher, like a sweet song of a choir. You light my morning sky with burning love, with burning love. Oh. Well, it's coming closer, the flames are now reaching my body. Please, won't you help me? I feel like I'm slipping away. It's hard to breathe, and my chest is a-heaving. Well, Lord Almighty, I'm burning a hole where I lay. Yeah, well, your kisses lift me higher, like a sweet song of the choir. You light my morning sky with burning love, with burning love, with burning love, with burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love, just a hunk of burning love, just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love. Well, I'm a hunk of burning love. Oh, just a hunk of burning love, just a hunk of burning love, just a hunk of burning love. Yeah. Oh, G and C. Yeah. Hey. Beautiful, beautiful harmonies, man. Thank you.
Elvis Angus. The George, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If
I'm here all week.
If you want to know any secrets about the George that you haven't been able to ask so far, please write it in the comments, and I will ask the questions. Maybe he will give the answers. We're not sure. Can you demonstrate us the difference between English and Australian English?
Well, that would involve swearing if I spoke Australian. Oh, wait, English and Australian English, yeah. No, I don't believe I can do a good Australian accent without swearing. Really? I mean, and then of course I can't do a really good British one without swearing either, actually. I don't think, you know. Well, I have to, no, don't make me do it. I will sound really terrible. The thing is living over here, I got used to speaking very clearly and very, I think slower than than
Of course,
most people.
of course.
And I don't mumble my sentences. Like Australians are known for, putting the whole sentence into one word, and I'm kind of out of practice, to be honest.
We once
And having I have an American wife, so these days, an American stepfather. So these days, I'm also sending somewhere between all of that.
Where did you meet your wife? Because you mentioned she's American.
Starbucks Pragerstraße. We've known each other for a couple of years. Just she would go to Rosie's from time to time, and I DJ'd. We have a lot of mutual friends. I was going to her work and getting coffee. But last year I finally got her out on a date. I'd asked her out a couple of times, actually to walk the dog, and eventually she walked more than the dog.
So you recommend having a dog?
Dogs are great for a lot of things, and picking up women is one of them.
That probably depends on the dog, right? I know that Andreas' girlfriend is going crazy for Fonzie. Fonzie is Simon's dog. And Andreas probably as well. He's riding Fonzie. Everyone loves Fonzie. Fonzie's a poodle, but he's not trimmed. He's just a wild, big poodle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I know of this dog, but it would probably be Shaggy, right?
I think you can ask Andreas. He will definitely send you a picture.
Andreas, send me a picture.
Send a picture of Fonzie, Andreas. I'm sure you have one. Or your girlfriend, maybe.
Oh no, that's not his girlfriend, it's his fiance.
Fiance, right? It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, when you have a fiance, does that automatically make her not your girlfriend anymore?
Well, Australians would say partner. You generally don't use girlfriend, boyfriend, even wife. I think you usually use partner, or maybe wife. You use wife when it's wife, but I think that after all this time, Andreas finally proposing and all of that, I think she deserves the title of fiance. I think it's just respectful.
That's true.
I mean, she's gonna.
And she's a wonderful fiance, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing with him. Oh shit! He's gonna take the money back.
So, question: did you always live from playing music, or what else did you do in your life, and what else do you do?
Well, that was a serious question on the list there. Wow. Actually, I've worked.
I asked that.
Well, no, I worked many jobs. I worked in Australia at back then when there were internet cafes, which was not selling food or anything. It was just selling internet time.
I remember those. Yeah. You went to an internet cafe and you bought like
you could print,
something?
fax, do all that stuff.
I remember that.
That
was
so
not cheap.
That it was $6 an hour, I think, or half an hour. I don't remember. But I did that in Byron Bay, Brisbane, and Melbourne. When I moved to England, I worked for PowerGen. So I was in an office doing some billings stuff. I worked for Eon with Julie and Stuart. That was data cleansing, I think. Worked in a warehouse, also doing data cleansing. And when I moved to Germany, I worked at a couple of kindergartens, teaching English, singing Johnny Cash and other stuff. I don't know. And only in the last 5 years or so, I've been 90% of my income's from music or music related. In fact, probably 100% for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
You're working in a studio, so you own your own studio, right?
Yeah, it's it started out of a. When I was writing songs, I started off at home, and it just got bigger to where I needed space to put and more equipment and more gear, and I use it probably 80% of the time for my own demos or my own releases, and I get some work from time to time. The last 2 years being on the road with the cash bags, I haven't had much work. Now, one person can come to the room and work with me.
No, I don't think it's just one person. I think the the 2-person thing is only for people in public or doing parties and stuff. But I think if you have a job to do, there can be more persons. You have to make sure you have to call the Gesundheitsamt.
Okay.
And if you tell them what you want to do, and if there's enough space, then they decide. But usually they even say you can do like a streaming show with 3 or 4 musicians.
Okay. Oh, let's get Gus Brooks down here.
If it's big enough, if the room's big
Okay.
enough, and if it's not too long. So the thing is, I think it can be longer than 20 minutes or so.
Ah, okay.
And you have to separate each other with more than
We
2
could
games.
put a door in the back, and people could come into the Blue Note, play their instruments, walk across, and then go out. You could just have a rotating
Yeah.
people.
We could try.
Yeah, I have that room, and I help out Johannes Joe at the Ballroom Studios from time to time, and some other little bits
I've
and
just been
pieces.
there a few weeks ago. We did this studio listening. So he invited like 5 people, and everyone brought 3 songs on Spotify, and we listened to the songs, and then we talked about music. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's got some
Nice concept.
From a studio perspective. I think he's really good at in bringing the community in. He's coming up with ideas to not just record bands and record videos there and film videos, but it's great because I feel like when I'm there, there's so much happening all the time. There's a community, Ballroom Studios community that's just awesome to be sometimes a part of and be aware of. It's really, really fantastic.
Kurz in Deutsch. Jeder Club versucht natürlich gerade hier zu überleben, und es gibt in Dresden auch das Club-Netzwerk. Da sind 13 oder 14 Clubs vereinigt, wir gehören auch dazu. Das Club-Netzwerk hat auch Streams mit DJs, die kann man sich auf der Webseite vom Clubnetz Dresden kann man sich da informieren. Ich habe mal den Link hier reingepostet in die Chat-Funktion. Man kann auch da Geld spenden, das kommt dann auch den Clubs wieder zugute, oder man kann uns direkt spenden über unseren PayPal-Button, den wir haben auf unserer Webseite www.bluenote-dresden.de. Da kann man für den Club spenden oder auch für Musiker. Dann sollte man in den Betreff reinschreiben, das ist für The Josh oder für Lars Kutschke, für Simon Jonas, für alle, die schon da waren oder die es noch gibt, für Scotty Butcher demnächst. Es bleibt interessant, auch das Programm hier im Blue Note Stream bleibt interessant. Wir freuen uns über jeden Euro, und auch die Musiker freuen sich über jeden Euro. Und irgendwann trinken wir gemeinsam wieder ein Bierchen zusammen. Hoffentlich bald. Bin gespannt, wie lange das alles dauert. Is the Corona thing a thing in Australia already?
Oh yeah, sure. Last I heard, they closed some of the, if not all of the state borders. I think that's because New South Wales had quite a lot of cases, and for example, Western Australia didn't have many cases, so they try not to let people get across. A lot of internal flights are cancelled. The borders are closed, so as far as I know, I can return home. But
Because you're a citizen, right?
Yeah, right. But you can't. Sorry, you're not welcome right now.
Actually, I never ever really wanted to go to Australia for some reason.
Wait till I'm there. You'll be coming over. You'll be like, wow, look at all these cool places you've been to.
The thing is, it's not because of any specific reason. I just never had any friends from Australia who lived in Australia. Most of Australians I know live here. So there was no reason to go there to visit someone, and also I thought, well, it's probably mostly desert and everyone's drinking heavily.
Well, there's certainly a lot of desert, but the East Coast and even some of the West Coast is beautiful rainforests.
I didn't even know that.
Some of it's burnt now, but there's a lot. The great thing about Australia is that you're in one country, and if you can imagine going, I don't know, from London to Moscow, you see how big that, I don't know if it's quite that big, but let's say, you think about what's there, you've got the Alps, you've got everything, and that's what you have in Australia, in the respect that you have a lot of different climate, kind of different, you have deserts, you have the beach everywhere,
A lot of sharks.
A lot of sharks, a lot of dangerous things, that's for sure. But you don't have to leave the country to get a completely different feel for where you are. I haven't actually done as much traveling as so many of my actual German friends.
A very good friend of mine, she lives in Thailand now with her family. She just sent me messages today, says hi. And she was in Australia for 1 year for, what is it called, work and travel.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a mango picker. And many other jobs, of course.
I mean, you can't,
But,
I guess you could do that in Germany, but it's probably more fun there. I guess, I don't know.
You can't be a mango picker in Germany.
You can be a picker.
A picker, yeah. You can right now. You can go for asparagus.
Okay, there you go.
Since the Polish
Doesn't have the charm of being a mango picker in Australia. Picking some asparagus in Saxony.
Did you ever build what they call a mango cannon?
No. I don't know if I want to know what a mango cannon.
We do the same stuff here with potato. We don't do it, but I heard people did it before. So you take like a tube, and you put deckel. You put something on the end.
Yeah, you
hole,
cover the end. Yeah.
Cover the end, and you do a piezo. Like a lighter, a piezo lighter, into it, and then you spray hairspray into it, and then you put a mango or a potato, and then you fire it off. And it's really I heard it's fun.
I think that sounds like something we could do right now here, because there's no one in the street. I mean, I walking here. For those who don't know the Neustadt, you don't look across the street when you cross it as a pedestrian. Right?
Mess cannon.
Mass cannon. Okay.
Is Stu right?
No one looks. If you're driving in a car, you've got to look out for all the pedestrians. People cross. Right now, you can walk in the middle of the street for a kilometer and you won't have any cars. You definitely don't have to look as a pedestrian right now. It's amazing.
Here's an interesting thing to do nowadays, and it's somehow beautiful but also depressing. You can go and check webcams worldwide, and you see Times Square or Piccadilly, and it's empty.
Webcam taxi. I saw this one. It's got 200 webcams. It's amazing. Like Times Square, no one.
And then just imagine, let's say, the soundtrack of Twin Peaks or something. It's horrible. But on the other hand, it's very beautiful.
Venice looks amazing right now.
Yep. Even if some stories are not true, there are so many fake stories about animals coming back to the city. So there are no dolphins in the canals of Venice.
I just thought it was...
Hi to Venice, by the way. Many greetings. I don't know if he's watching, but many greetings to our friend Diego in Treviso. He's the owner of the very famous...
Nasty Boys.
Beautiful Mexican restaurant / music club, Nasty Boys Saloon in Treviso, which is 20 minutes out of Venice. And he's struggling, of course, like everybody else in Italy is struggling right now. And we hope that we will all have a big party in a few months down in Treviso. Diego, stay strong. And everybody else too.
Hi, Tequila.
Tequila is the dog.
I think
that's his favorite drink.
It's one of the first restaurants I know that has a dog menu. I was there last year in September with my mom and my little dog, and they have a dog menu. You can order 3 or 4 things. Mostly it's just like hackfleisch, like minced meat and chicken, and they bring it out, and I love that. I love anyone that's pet friendly like that.
So if you ever see a chance to travel to North Italy soon, go to Treviso, see the Nasty Boys Saloon, and take your dog.
Yeah.
They treat the dog as well as every other customer. And if you're lucky enough, you'll see a great show there, because he promotes great rock and roll shows. Talking about great rock and roll shows, let's go back to our little video collection that you brought with you and see what we got here. I have a show with Rosie's Rocks. Let's show that, right?
I don't know. Is it maybe it's the Helmets opening?
Maybe it's the Helmets opening.
Helmets. Hi to Marcus and all the crew there at Rosie's and Helmets. They're having it like everybody else, especially in the restaurant business, having a hard time. This is from the. Hopefully, if it's the right video, it's the opening of Helmets, of the restaurant there 10 years ago.
I guess it is. Let's see. We'll find out.
Nope. No, it's not.
Wir sind zurück im Livestream. Das war im Rosies for... When did that happen?
So we had the wrong video. That's I think 2013. We would perform a birthday party for a good musical sound guy friend of ours, Fitty, who passed away in 2012. With Gus Brooks, Ray Van Seschel, Tex Morton, Peter Sandberg, Chris Bergstrom, Mario Voxman's there, the Stig, Andreas Henschel, myself, and Jessica, all on stage, and we did that for a couple of years because Fitty actually used to do that in Berlin, and Andre and I had done it, so we decided we would continue. Actually, after he passed away, to celebrate, and it was basically an excuse to get really drunk. As you can see from the video, we just would down about 4 or 5 liters of Jim Beam. We had that big bottle. I don't know if it's on stage there, but I've got one at the studio. It's a really big bottle, and thanks to Rosie's for letting us put it on. I mean, it was really amazing.
Yeah, but you're not into the Jim Beam business anymore, right?
No, sir. No, I'm abstain. No, I don't know if that's the right word. No, not for a few years now.
Cool. Congrats to that.
Thank you.
Ich habe gerade erfahren, dass Eva morgen Abend doch nicht kommen kann. Das ist sehr schade. Viele Grüße, Eva. Klappt es vielleicht beim anderen Mal. Ich werde sehen, ob ich jemanden anderes bekomme als Gast morgen Abend. Das wird sich zeigen. Vielleicht ist ja jemand in der Stadt, der Musik machen möchte und mit mir sprechen möchte. Schreibt mir ruhig an info@bluenote-dresden.de oder wir skypen einfach wieder mit Musikern woanders. Mal schauen, was passiert. Muss ich selbst jetzt erstmal nachdenken. Mal gucken. Eva hat nochmal viele Grüße an dieser Stelle von uns an dich. Josh.
Yes, sir. I can boogie.
Oh. You should show that.
Gus Brooks just reminded me that at the Rosie's Fitty party, it was 5 liters each.
No, I don't think so.
He likes to talk it up, but it's not as he doesn't. It's not as.
Gus Brooks would also be a great partner for an interview, but he's not in Dresden. He's in Berlin, unfortunately. But if you ever make it to Dresden until the bars are open again, I would love to welcome you here on my couch, on my Besetzungscouch, with the 2 meters in between us, to talk about life and music. The Josh has records and CDs that you can see here in the back. It's 1 vinyl 45 and 3 CDs. I have no idea how you could purchase them, but he might know.
Just write me. I don't have a web page or a web shop, and I literally just thought on the way here I should put them out. Just send me a message on Facebook, on Instagram, send smoke signals, and we'll discuss what we can do. But I should be able to arrange some merchandise from my music for you. Check it out somehow.
Are you on Bandcamp?
No. The problem is that personally I'm not on really anything because I've always done it for bands, but as most of that's winding down now with the 2020 Australian plan, I don't really have anything that other than email or Facebook or Instagram that people can really contact me.
I got the feeling that the latency to Facebook is really big. Like, we are out of this video for almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, Facebook is a bit behind, so actually we're hello from the future. Gus Brooks just happened to write though that he would come down if he had the right paper. I don't know what that means because he's Gus Brooks. He's allowed everywhere. But
Gus, do you need a paper to travel to Dresden? I'm not sure. But I can write you a paper, sure.
Cold beer. He would like cold beer.
No cigarettes, no whiskey, and no
Jim
wild
Beam,
women.
apparently.
I can promise that. Viele Grüße an alle, die gerade draußen zuschauen. Wir haben ja um die 30, 40 Leute bei Twitch und how many are watching on Facebook? Do you see
It keeps cutting in and out, but we have 7, but there was like 12, 13, 14.
So it's approximately 50 people watching us, listening to our silly English conversation. I should have practiced. I should have practiced.
I should have practiced my Deutsch.
But instead we use the international language of music and play another song.
Sure.
How about a Johnny Cash song?
No? You pay me.
I'll send you €5. Oh no! How about an old Western swing tune in the wonderful key of C? How about I love songs with a lot of lyrics tonight. How about a Cocaine Blues?
Seriously?
Sure. Why not?
In C?
Why not? You choose.
We can. I don't mind. Please send in any requests that you might have, either via Twitch or Facebook. Please send them in. And any Johnny Cash song is now gone from whatever you said earlier to €50.
But
After this
Cocaine Blues is not a Johnny Cash song, so we can play it.
Good point.
Do you remember who was that? Who was that girl at the party in Nottingham? She also came to one of the festivals later. Sarah, right? And
Hi, Sarah. I don't know if she's watching, but if you
Sarah's watching, this one's for you because she loved the Cocaine Blues always when we played it.
Cool.
I don't care where you're going. I don't care where you're going is the Catwoman.
Okay. Well, actually, Maria, you want to set up Skype and do it with me? Yeah? No?
Well, let's give her a chance to answer. Early one morning while making a round, took a shot of cocaine and shot my woman down. Shot her down, then I went right there. I stuck my loving 44 beneath my head. Got up next morning and I grabbed that gun. Took a shot of cocaine and away I ran. Made a good run, but I ran too slow. They overtook me down in Juarez, Mexico. Laid in a hot joint, taking a pill. And walked the sheriff from Jericho Hill. Said, Willie Lee, your name is not Jack Brown. No, you're the dirty hack who shot his woman down. Yes, my name is Willie Lee. You got a warrant? Read it to me. Shut her down cause you made me slow. I thought I was a daddy, but she had 5 more. When I was arrested, I was dressed in black. They put me on a train and then shipped me back. Had no friends for go for my bail. They slapped my dried up carcass in a county jail. Play the guitar, George. Morning about 9:30, I spied a sheriff walking down the line. Talked as he coughed and he cleared his throat. He said, come on, you hacking to the district court. In a courtroom my trial began, where I was held by 12 honest men. Before the jury started out, I saw that little judge commence a Luger bow. In about 5 minutes in walked a man, holding the verdict in his right hand. The verdict read in the first degree. I holler, Lordy, Lordy, Lord have mercy on me. Judge, he smiled when he picked up his pen. 99 years in the federal pen. 99 years underneath that ground. I can't forget the day I shot that bad bitch down. Come on, folks, better listen to me. hands on the whiskey and let them cocaine be. Thank you very much.
You're marvelous. You're beautiful. Amazing. Let's do No More Johnny Cash.
Okay. Maria Real is asking for some Hank Williams.
Schön für dich. Well,
we did it privately, right? In the private message.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What Hank Williams songs I know.
It was,
I have to have a look.
hey, good looking.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, what you got cooking? I was about cooking something that would. Hey, sweet baby, don't think maybe we can find us a brand new recipe. I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill and a place right over the hill where the booze is cheap and the dance is free. If you wanna go along with me, hey, good looking, oh, got cooking, has back cooking something having me. Great, man. How we can go steady. How about keeping steady coming? No more. I know I've been cooking. I got a mommy very good. I'm in my husband.
Yeah.
Hey, sweet baby. Oh, hey, maybe. How about this lyrics? Huh?
This is great. That was one of a kind. That's going straight to Facebook.
I am so glad that the internet forgets so many things, and this will never be seen again.
I think that Facebook just completely glitched then. Anyhow, no one probably can see. But Antje, hi. Thanks for sending a little donation there. Appreciate that.
Yes, it's all about donations, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about donations.
I'm just wondering what Maria wanted to hear. I don't care where you're going, and I suggested we do it together. She sung it with me before.
She said no.
She said no.
No, she said no.
So as she said no, I think she should pay. If she wants to hear the song and doesn't want to, just throwing it out there. Who would like to hear a 2930s song?
What song?
2930s. 29 und 30.
Correct.
Yeah.
2930s, a band that just started with Andre.
With Gus Brooks.
Gus
Yeah.
Brooks. And who's drumming there?
Well, the first drummer was the Stig, Andreas Henschel, which we all locally know. And later on we had some other drummers.
Andreas has this thing, he always plays in bands, and before they make it big, he leaves.
Well, he had the chance with us to continue, but I think at the time he just met his fiancée-to-be, and his work was a lot, and he just said, I got to step back. It was a mixture of, holding us back, and the next year we did loads of shows. We did quite a few really big shows, and he kind of missed out on a lot of that, but it was the right decision for him, and
Do you know Andreas' old band Loki?
Oh yeah.
He put Loki, the Loki record on Spotify. You can listen to the old.
Yeah,
cool.
I love that album because the first line is it I don't know if it's the first or the second album. The first line of the first album has a pretty big faux pas when it comes to English. and he's going to hate me for saying this, but the first line of the very first song of their first album, I believe, and maybe it's the second album he put on Spotify.
The first Lazy Boys album was the first album he's saying.
That was the first album, yeah. So the first album has a really big English
put a
thing.
link in the chat, Andreas, so we can promote it.
Yeah.
The first Lazy Boys album was Mexican Sweetheart, and there's a song on it. It's called Too Much Tequila, and back then I was 110% sure that this liquor's name is tequila, because I always thought it would be spelled with double L.
Okay.
So we always sang Too Much Tequila. And my friends in San Diego, they laughed so hard because they thought that we would do it on purpose, because we pretended to be drunk until I realized it's tequila and not tequila.
Well, I have a really great story about the Lazy Boys, I guess, or at least it was Mario, about being in England. So I don't know if you were with them at the time, but Mario, he's going to love this. They were in England and they were hungry. And they were driving through a village or something. And they saw the sign and it said bed and breakfast.
Oh no, that's my story.
Is it you?
That's my
Mario
story.
told me that. I thought it was him.
That was my story. That was my first trip to Scotland.
sorry.
In 1990. We've been driving all night long, stayed in the car, and then the next morning, it was 1990 with Christoph and Zirko. And we saw the sign bed and breakfast, and we knocked at the door and said we want to have breakfast. Yeah, I told that story before on another
Well,
night.
could I tell my Loki story now, Andreas?
Andreas put the Spotify link
On
in. So
Twitch,
if you want to hear the first band of Andreas, Loki, was it the first band? Or at least
Loki.
Andreas' cool band, Loki. You can click the link here in the Twitch chat and listen to the music. It's pretty cool.
Check out Loki, yeah. The first line of the first song is sung by a man, and it says, well, I was looking for lads on the web. And as an English speaker, you know that lads means men and not ladies, like that's what he thought it meant. And we actually saw them play at Zilla.
That's funny.
And I told everybody we waited for this song for them to play it, and he sung, the lead singer, he sung I was looking for ladies on the web, and we all went, no, you sang the lyrics wrong. I love it. That was great. Anyhow, if you need your lyrics checked, send them to me.
Do you know my other English story that I had when I was in England 1990, 1991? I was making a rest on one of these rest stations on a Autobahn.
Yeah.
I was smoking back then, and after I finished my food, I was calling the waitress and I said, "Excuse me, do you have an asshole?" And she looked at me like, "Yes, I will bring you an ashtray." And I wanted
Could be worse.
I wanted that the earth would open, and I would, lost in translation. Yeah, that happens.
An ashtray.
But I think,
asshole.
yeah, ashtray. Yeah. But I think different things can happen with German language as well.
I'm probably making a lot of mistakes but that's why I don't use my German.
Even if it's pretty good, probably.
Yeah.
We will never see.
You will never know. I'll be gone by the time I learn the language.
Do you think that your stepdad would be?
Well, I've been
alive?
trying him.
Maybe we can call him in.
He's not checked his phone. I think he slept through the whole thing. No, he still hasn't. He hasn't woken up. Dave hasn't been well.
Oh, okay.
No, he hasn't checked his phone. So.
Well, maybe next time we call him and do a song together.
So I think I need to play a 2930 song for Maria. She deserves it.
All right.
If you don't mind. Have you got something else you want to say?
No.
You're full of ideas.
No, please.
All right. So I'm going to do one called "I Don't Care Where You're Going," which it's on YouTube with a video.
Shall we call Gus and ask him to play the bass with you?
Do you remember how it goes, Mr. Brooks? It's only a few chords. I got to remember how it goes. But there's a music video I did for it. I tried to be smart and do a one camera, one shot on the beach where I learned to surf, where I grew up, with Byron Bay in the background, with people riding by on the bicycles. And I mean, it's my attempt at being artistic, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So if you like to look on YouTube or Spotify for that matter, for all of that. But anyhow, let's try at least one 2930 song today. It's 2930. So it's called "I Don't Care Where I'm Going," and I actually wrote it the chorus is non-existent. You can back me up. The chorus is for Germans. There's no lyrics. It's umming, ahhing, making noises. So you're good at noises. Thank you. As I said, you're good at noises. Nice timing. I hope I remember how it goes. I don't care where you're going, and I don't care where you've been. Just hold me tight one more time. Hold me like it's the end. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. I've been told many stories, and I believe many lies. My heart's been torn apart, and one more time feels right. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Take a second and think what you're doing. Take a good look into your eyes. You got to believe what you're feeling is right before you go and make up your mind. Yeah. Where you're going, and I don't care where you've been. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
So that was a 2930 song.
Yeah.
It's also released on a CD, or
one of. I don't know which one it's on. No, it's not on that one. It would be on the first one then, I guess. Yeah.
Yay! Thanks. She's
on the first album we did, and that actually has the stick. Andreas, as of course, Gus Brooks as well. Spotify, and you can contact me if you.
What is the
also would
song
like to.
called?
That's called "I Don't Care Where You're Going," but yeah. No, it should be on there. Maybe just search for the band. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So our 3 albums from the 2930s are on Spotify. Rosie's Rockets is on Spotify, YouTube. We're everywhere. You can't contact any of us on a webpage, but you can check the band out. And
I put it in the chat here.
Oh, fantastic! It's in the Twitch chat. And Gus Brooks, it's Unter dem Tisch. He asked me, wo ist der kleine weiße Hund?
What?
Wo ist der kleine weiße Hund?
No, it's dogs are not allowed in the Blue Note. He has to suffer out there freezing his ass off. What the fuck? I just want to curse.
You just need any excuse to curse.
Ich habe übrigens ein tolles alkoholfreies Bier hier von Meisels and Friends. Sehr leckeres Ale, kann ich nur empfehlen. An dieser Stelle.
Actually,
Josh, we have another 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
I want to show another video.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this show is packed with music, as you can easily see and hear. I have another video that you brought with you today.
Which one?
Which one is the Hot Rails.
Oh, haha. Okay, this one is this one's kind of cool. Back, I don't know how many years ago, the Boss Hoss did a low voltage album, and they did a recording of one of their songs in a different style. And before the album came out, I heard it. I heard an old demo of it. So when we got together to record Hot Rails with Gus Brooks at the GB Mobile Studios here in Dresden, we spent one drunk evening recording this particular version of the song, and it's full of there was a lot of Jim Beam and beer in
You can see me sleeping in the back.
Yeah,
but I was tired actually. I wasn't drunk. I was tired because I had to work the day before or something like that.
This was It's Business Time. This was It's Business Time. The flying Concords, the Flying Concords, or whatever. This is when you hear it at the end of the video. It's business time.
Yeah. Okay, let's check it out.
God. Yeah, great, fantastic. Das ist Stallion Battalion by The Boss Horse.
This one's for Sasha. We're on the go like a landslide, baby. This we all out of conviction. I said, oh, out of our way. I said, oh, well, back for more. Gonna keep on rolling on. Out of our way. No mercy for the fucked up phonies, and no mercy for the pop star snoops. I said, oh, we're out of our way. We're on the track and I'll run you over, pound you in the mud where you belong. I said, oh, out of our way. I said, oh, we will defy, make you cry, leave your hair standing high. I said, oh, out of our way. We're the Stallion Battalion. To the flesh, blood, and bone, we're 4 in a million. On a high-speed power race, looking for action. What? We're the Stallion Battalion. So we joining our revolution. We're gonna bring that little baby home. I said, oh, out of our way. We're outnumbered in a good condition. We're gonna keep on keeping on. I said, oh, out of our way. I said, oh, we're gonna keep on rolling and rolling and keep on rolling. Oh, out of our way. We're the Stallion Battalion. To the flesh, blood, and bone, we're 4 in a million. On a high-speed power race, looking for action. We're the Stallion Battalion. Yeah! 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 Alright! Hey! It's business time! Punk! I'm gonna call you a punk! Punk! This song's called Punk! Punk! 1, 2, 3, 4, 6! 6! Punk! 6! Punk! This is not a love song. I'd like some water, please.
Da sind wir wieder zurück. Was für ein musikalisch wertvolles Video. That was, I would say, Insta Gold, YouTube Gold. How many clicks did we have on this video?
I have no idea. I think 3. That was from the band. Only half the band. It was a good time. It was a really, really cool time. We had a lot of fun.
A lot of drinking as well.
Yeah.
They are on Apple Music too. Yes, of course.
Oh, we're on Apple. Oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping an eye out for me.
We have a few minutes left, and we have a category in this show, Josh. The category is our guests. Usually, I'm with JB Nuch here. If he's free,
Hi, Nuch.
He's probably
asleep.
I don't know if he's watching tonight because he's more into the German things and not so much into the English. But it's you, of course. So he might enjoy the view, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we have this category that our guests add 5 songs to our Spotify list
Oh,
that we created. It's called the Corona Shows in Blue Note,
okay.
and every guest adds 5 songs, and I add 1 that comes to mind. So you have now 5 songs to choose. You don't have to
right now, or I can do it after.
No, right now.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's the thing.
oh
it's right
man. Well, and I can't do my own music, right?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
No, that would be, wouldn't
No,
it?
of course.
Well, maybe I could do like
There's nothing wrong with promoting your own music.
I think All Night Long from the 2930s.
All night long.
No. That would be, I think, a kind of cool one. And Gus Brooks mentions that the Hot Rails video there of Punk was a best of.
The 2930s.
Yeah,
What song is it? All Night?
All Night Long, yeah. I think that's the one.
All
I'm
Night
thinking.
Long is right here. Okay.
Yeah. Then let's go to. I have the hankering for The Devil Makes Three.
What a great band.
Yeah, I saw them twice, and amazingly, this bluegrass hillbilly thing in Berlin, they were crowd surfing and everything. It was like an amazing, absolutely amazing. The first show I saw of them was 5-6 years ago. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I like, of course, everyone really likes Old Number 7, but I think it's Old Number 7, not Jack Daniels. It's called Old Number 7. But everything from The Devil Makes Three.
Any specific song?
Yeah, the Old Number 7.
I want that song.
Yeah, that's it's I think a good example of them.
Okay.
And I really want to do Belfuries because I just think the Belfuries are amazing.
They are.
But I don't know which song off the top of my head. Let me have a quick look at my phone here for a second.
One of my favorite bands too.
Actually, Beaumont Blues, just because that's just Beaumont Blues.
Okay.
It's a cool kind of jivey, swingy
the
one.
List.
And let's do Jimmy Vaughan. And I'm gonna have to look at. I'm gonna have to look at your look at what the albums they are because I Jimmy Vaughan. No, Vaughan with an A-N, not. You're missing an A
Where?
at the end, before the N, yeah, in between the H and the A-N, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Where on earth? Ah, okay.
An A.
Yeah, Jimmy Vaughan. Yeah, and a Y. It's I-E, not Y. J-I-M-M-I-E.
J-I-M-M-I-E. Jimmy.
There it is.
Yeah.
And Strange Pleasure. So let's look at Strange Pleasure. It was his first album, first solo album. Let's do Six Strings Down. Let's do It's there. It is on the middle one at the top row.
This one?
Yeah, let's just do that one. I love everything Jimmy Vaughan ever played in.
All right.
But Six Strings Down is about Stevie Ray Vaughan and many other fantastic blues musicians passing away, dying. So I would love that.
Yeah,
That would be
one
cool.
left.
One left. Look, Dave's online. I would really like it if Dave could. Oh, okay. I don't know if this was a request for the for this list, but or a request for me performing a song, but just to show you how messed up I am, The Cramps, Like a Bad Girl Should. There it is. Oh no, on the Like a Bad Girl Should. I listen to a lot of different stuff, and but The Cramps to me are like. The ultimate in modern rock and roll. I mean, they're so punk rock, just amazing.
All right, I add Clap Your Hands by the Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band.
Okay.
You know them?
No. But I will check it out.
Check it out. It's a band I once saw in Berlin, and they have the craziest video I ever saw. It's in a barn. They play in a barn, and they have every crazy, every clown, every freak, I'll show you the video later.
Okay, show me.
So the list is called Corona Shows in Blue Note, and I put the link into the chat here on Twitch TV. Cram's good call, yeah. All right, this is the link to our Corona show Spotify list.
So Overdriven Dave is actually awake. I'm just going to see if we can try to Skype with him, but he's just woken up, so we'll see. I'll give it a couple of minutes. If he doesn't get back to me, then we'll move on.
Okay.
And thanks for dropping me in the deep end. It's really hard to pick just 5 songs, really.
Corona by Minutemen didn't make the list. Yeah, of course, because we are so much into Corona now these days. I can't hear the word anymore, so even you probably, huh? Could have named the virus Victoria Bitter.
It could have been. Well, it could have. Yeah, that would have been.
Foster's.
Foster's is a virus. But actually, I was just thinking about that when I had all the shows cancelled. We had a third of our tour cancelled a couple of weeks ago, which was a huge chunk of money. One part of it. The other part of it was the worry, like what's happening next? You know, what's happening next? Not really. I didn't feel panic, but I felt like, this is getting worse. It's getting big. Okay, it's getting serious. It's affecting me. It's affecting the people around me in a big way. And then I was on Facebook and news and doing all of that for maybe, I want to say almost a week, like checking every day and waking up and asking Alex, what's the news today? What's happening? And the last week, I'm not doing it as much. It's basically, at least to me, it felt like the initial panic's over. This is where we're at. You got to stay away. You got to do your bit. Don't mess it up. And I guess my thought is, well, it can only kind of get better. I mean, it can get a lot worse, but if we do our part.
Yeah.
But I found that I'm not looking every 5 minutes now because I don't like the news. I know the news. It's pretty messed up. I don't know if there. I mean, things can get worse, and the news. I'm sure the really bad stuff will filter through, but I can't do it anymore.
There's this old Bavarian cabaret comedian, Karl Valentin, and he once said, "Hopefully, it's not getting as worse as it already is."
Right.
So I hope it's passing by soon, and we're back to real life, to normal life. But actually, I don't really want to think about it 24/7. So I think we should keep optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't want to say stay positive in times of a virus, So stay optimistic and keep smiling.
Dave says Skype doesn't work, so unfortunately, folks, we're not going to be able to.
Skype doesn't work.
For him, he doesn't have his Skype working, which is unfortunate. We were going to try to Skype Dave, Overdriven Dave, in Brunswick Heads, Australia. He just woke up, but he says hello, and that's really all we can ask of him, considering he just woke up.
Yeah, the thing is, we are through. It's a 2-hour show. It's over, and it was a great pleasure talking to you for such a long time. I think we never talked that much. Oh, we've been on tour. We talked in the bus.
Talked a lot of shit. Sorry.
Oh, you cursed, finally.
I cursed. It had to come after 2 hours of holding it in.
And was that now an English or an Australian curse?
That wasn't a Josh one. It's somewhere in the middle, man. I don't know.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my guest.
Thanks for
2 great hours. Cheers, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate.
Support the Blue Note. Support as best you can. Try to get a coffee or some takeaway meal from your restaurants if they're open. Try to keep the people alive. Keep the rent coming in. And thank you everybody who donated. And for the future people who may donate, because this is now stuck in the digital realm for...
Nutzt die Spendenknöpfe. Wir haben einen PayPal-Button auf unserer Webseite www.bluenote-dresden.de, wo ihr dann mithelfen könnt, den Club zu erhalten. Ihr könnt auch andere Clubs erhalten, natürlich. Es gibt das Clubnetzwerk Dresden zum Beispiel, wo wir auch Mitglied sind. Es gibt viele Möglichkeiten zu helfen. Kauft lokal auch Bücher zum Beispiel. Geht in einen normalen Buchladen, bestellt es bei einem lokalen Buchhändler, macht nicht den Jeff jetzt noch reicher, als er schon ist. Wir spielen one more song?
Yeah, I want to do one more, please.
We play one more song for you and say good night. Good
Adios.
night, Stu. Good night,
Cheers.
Catwoman. Good night, Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.
See you soon
Mr.
on the real
Brooks,
stage. And,
Susie, Mike Renner's online.
Mike Renner's online.
check my PayPal account, man.
Yeah, but if Mike Renner is online, he should know how to use a PayPal button. We have 2 PayPal buttons set up tonight. One is for the Blue Note. You find it on the Blue Note website, www.bluenote-dresden.de. There's a PayPal button, and there's also Josh's PayPal button, which is right here. I show you again. This is where you can donate for your fellow musicians who don't know what to drink tomorrow morning. We stopped eating many years ago.
Yeah, we've lost a few kilos, yeah, and then.
What's the song?
Let's do the one we were gonna do with Overdriven Dave.
All right.
It's a blues number I actually wrote when I was about 16 years old. It's a shuffle, and yeah, I never really recorded it until recently.
Key of A?
In the key of in E.
Ah.
E for idiot. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Mirko.
Thanks, Josh.
It's great. You've been. Keep this shit up.
Will do. Promise.
Yeah, my baby's gone. She's gone just today. My baby's gone. She left me here to stay. I can't help from wondering why I've been drinking this away. Yeah, she left in a hurry and ran straight out my door. Yeah, she left in a hurry like so many times before. And I can't stop from wondering why. Was it all Mirko's fault? Ah. Left in a taxi and paid it on my dime. Yeah, you know, people, she left in a taxi. She paid it on my dime. I loved her so much, I can't keep from crying. I caught her doing it again. You know that girl of mine was up to that funny old games. Well, if I hadn't kept my mouth shut, things might have been the same. My baby's gone, hey, she's gone just today. She's gone, gone, gone. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Diego, drummer, took the film of Diego listening to playing along in his heart.